Hello, I'm Elgato, and welcome back to the video. So I have some pretty good news to share with you all because Snapshot 18W11.8 is now out for Minecraft Java, and this means that we can see one of the brand new underwater generated structures that is going to be coming in the aquatic update. It's called the Shipwreck. So the Shipwreck is the thing that got most people's imagination and excited when they first heard about the aquatic update, and now we can physically check them out, and they're really great because they don't just come in, one type, they come in several different types, they come with several different types of loot, and they're also super common. So in my opinion, they add that last layer of underwater depth that we really need. By the way, there's one over there, there's one in the distance over there, there's one I just showed you there, and then there's also one all the way over there. You can see just how common they are. They come in different variants, they come with different variants of loot, and it's really great to see, this structure, as well as the other thing in the snapshot, the coral fans in various different types. So in today's video, I'll be walking you through the brand new structure, talking you through the brand new structure, and giving you a general review and preview of this brand new snapshot. Hopefully you all do enjoy it. Please do like this if you do like it, because it helps out the channel, and let's know you do like this whole video. But let's get straight into it, shall we? And let's start by talking about the structure. So yeah, the Shipwreck does not have a direct link to the drowned mob, although as you can see right here, we do happen to have one on here because these happen to spawn at ocean depths, which is where you'll find these. So yeah, if you see a drowned mob with a trident, you will have to watch out. But again, I mentioned that already. Let's talk about the structure itself, because it comes in a variety of different variants, and they all have the same basic idea of like, oh, it is a ship, like there was, it's some amount of a ship buried into the Minecraft world in some angle. So as you can see, this Shipwreck is really exciting because it has not just one, but two chests. There's a chest up here which contains a buried treasure map, so we could find some buried treasure with that, as you could expect from a buried treasure map. And then the second chest is way more exciting because it's found just down here, and it contains a bunch of different types of loot. Iron nuggets mostly, which are kind of some gold nuggets, which are pretty nice, some gold itself, which is really nice, some emeralds, and then guess what? There's diamonds and iron nuggets and gold nuggets. It's just a whole variety of great loot to be found in the chest, because this was clearly a a ship carrying a lot of treasure. And like I mentioned, there's not just one type of ship to be found below the ocean. There's actually a bunch of them, and they seem to be really, really common. So again, this is just based on my experience. Maybe like in the final release they do tweak them, but they seem to spawn all over the place. I'm never more than like a couple hundred blocks away from a abandoned wreck ship, and the great thing about them is they'll spawn not only at the bottom of the oceans, but sometimes even on beaches. So yeah, you can find them, like I said, in a variety of different types. Sometimes you'll find them like this, where we got our chest with another buried treasure map, so even more buried treasure. Sometimes you'll find the ones that are flipped upside down. This one is a food ship. As you can tell, it brings a lot of food with it, which is slightly less valuable. I mean, honestly, there's a poisonous potato in there. Like, a lot of the potatoes got poisoned, I guess, by being so covered in water. So yeah, we have a slightly less useful ship here, if we're being entirely honest with ourselves, but it's pretty great to see, and there is still stuff to be done here, which might be worth your time. And it does also contain, as you can see, a super rare chest filled with the iron nuggets again. So it's kind of wonderful, if you ask me, that we have so many varieties of these things, because again, it means that every time you find a shipwreck, even though it's fairly common for you to find them, they still do feel quite different. So we go to the next one, which is found all the way over here. Even though it's basically the same type as the one before, it's very slightly different, so it feels like a different thing. In fact, actually, wait, this one, this is not the same one, but you can see different type of ship, because even though it's the same base ship they're kind of working with, it comes in different, with different types of wood in it. As you can see, the other ones were spruce. This one has, just regular wood. They come with different types of loot. This is paper and an unbreaking helmet. I mean, I'm going to be honest, an unbreaking leather cap is not loot to write home about, but it's still pretty cool. But then you also have the full ships. You have them in so many variants with so many different things, and yeah, it's pretty exciting to see, in my opinion. This is, as someone who loves underwater structures, I feel like this one adds the most to the game, because of the fact that the water, the oceans before, they've been at it growing and growing and growing. This is the last step I think they needed to become a real thing with real exploration value. Because if you're riding your boat around and then you see one of these, you want to explore it. Not just because, it looks cool and it'd be fun and interesting to explore, but because you're going to find some quality of loot. And sometimes that loot is not just some quality, it's going to be buried treasure, which leads to even greater stuff. It's going to be, loot in the form of irons, iron, diamonds, etc. There's going to be real high quality stuff you can potentially find in here. Okay, let's stream. Is it the right chest? Yeah. As you can see, bunch of emeralds, or 3 emeralds, some lapis, some iron. It's like good stuff you want to get, even in the late game. Like right now in my current Minecraft survival world, I've been playing for 5 years. If I found like 7 iron, that would be worth picking up. And the fact that it's like valuable at all stages in the game, really, in my opinion, means it values it shows their value on ocean exploration. It's not because the ocean temples that you can find, the ocean ruins, although they have some value, it's like, I mean, mean, at some point it's just not worth your time. But, you know, underwater ships always feel cool, always feel valued, and that's kind of wonderful. So, again, bear in mind that this is not the finished variant of them. There's going to be some amount of changes, but this is most of the finished thing. Again, we might see more treasures, we might see exclusive stuff, we might see them put the trident in there. We're going to have to wait and see exactly how that stuff all plays out. But for now, here was a showcase of 4 separate shipwrecks, and I don't know, maybe that gets you excited, maybe it's just me being really in love with structures, but I loved it regardless, and it's something I wanted to show off. Before we go to the end here, though, I want to talk about one other feature in this update, because this snapshot added 3 things. It added the drown mob, I've covered already. By the way, look how common they are. Like, that was 4 next to the island I was on, then there's a 5th one over here, then there's a 6th one just over there too, like, then there's a 7th one just over there. Like, the number of these things you can find. So I have to explore these. Like I said, it's just too much to not explore, because this one's gone over a ravine too. So again, it seems that's a thing that can happen. You know, there's not only they can spawn on beaches, they can spawn in ravines. I mean, this is a pretty bad like chest. We got a mending cap, which, I mean, again, I'm not sure who finds that to be a valuable thing, but if that's you, then that's wonderful, right? And then we got another one over here with even more stuff. But yeah, like I said, so the snapshot added the drowned, it added the underwater, you know, the shipwrecks to be found, and it also added the coral fans. So coral fans, also look, this one uses dark oak. So 3 variants, as you can see. We got spruce, we got oak, and we got, you know, the dark oak. So this one comes with buried treasure map. Comes with all the same stuff, but it's different types of wood. So more exciting, arguably. Also, a little bit easier to walk into. And let's see if this is even better. Look at all those emeralds, see? So it was villagers, definitely, that were trading the ship, because they've got, you know, villager currency. What were the villagers doing in here? I don't know. But you can get the vague assessment that they drowned at some point, and that's maybe a thing that happened. So yeah, it all fits in together, like the underwater ships, the drown mob, the all that sort of stuff. It does all make sense. So let's talk about the coral fan next. So this is a really work-in-progress feature. Again, it's going to be naturally generating at some point. But for now, it's a brand new type of coral that exists as kind of like a plant. Again, it's hard to explain, but it looks like this. They can be placed on wall. They come in all the 5, you know, colors. So if we touch coral, as you can see, there's 5 types of dead coral, 5 types of live coral, 5 types of coral plant, and 5 types of coral fan. And all the coral fans have the exact same behavior, where they can only be placed on the side of blocks, and they're mostly here, I assume, to eventually make the coral reefs a lot more, you know, I guess, realistic, because you'll find these all over the place, and look at them, they make things look great. So again, only being able to place on the side of blocks. You can't place more than one in the same block because of how blocks work, and obviously they work on the side of coral too. But like, I mean, that kind of makes sense. I think honestly, like seeing the coral with the coral stuff on the side, and then seeing a coral plant on the top, it does look that next level of real that I think we kind of needed them. So yeah, I'm glad to see that coral reefs are improving, because they're not quite realistic enough right now. Maybe this will add that next layer of realism where it's like, oh yeah, I really believe I'm in a coral reef. Or maybe it won't, but it's something I would be curious to see regardless. So yeah, shipwrecks, they come in, honestly, I think shipwrecks are almost too common. I can never say they actually are, because I love exploring them. But like, shipwrecks are super common right now. They're super worth exploring. Is this, what is this? This is just some random ocean train generation. They're super, oh, this is a sideways ship. So like I said, I had like the upside down ones, I had the ones that are partially submerged. This is a fully sideways ship. So it's the exact same stuff, with maybe even similar chest placements, right? Oh, it is similar chest placements, except the twist here is it's sideways, and oh, buried treasure again. So yeah, those are the 2 features in this update that weren't the drown mob. I encourage you to check that video out if you haven't already. But if you're just excited in general about the snapshot, about the, I guess, the update in general, like I said, so the developers are going to GDC, but we're going to be seeing some betas over the next couple of weeks. Again, I'll talk about that later, hopefully. But for now, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Like if you liked it, share if you liked it, subscribe if you're around here. Is there going to be a shipwreck near the ocean monument? I have to know before we go. I just have to know. Oh, in fact, look at this. We found something weird that I've never seen before. Is this new? Is this like a secret in this update, or is this an accident? I guess we'll never know. But I will say, that's odd. I don't know if that's intentional. But we found something new. Maybe that's a part of the ocean update. Maybe it's coincidence. I'll let you know on Twitter as soon as I find out. But for now, hope you all enjoyed the video, because I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.